Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to POSK for this celebration of the life of Aneta Naszynska. So, without further ado, I'd like to hand you over to the president of the Kresy-Siberia Foundation, Stefan Wisniowski, who has travelled all the way from Australia to be present here this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Conrad and Luke, I want to especially welcome you here on behalf of all of our group that worked closely with your mother and never really had a chance to meet you as much, and your family. And so it's an honor to have you here, and we're really pleased that you could be here. And of course we welcome all of Aneta's friends and colleagues and people who knew her. And why is the Kresy-Siberia Group organizing this little session here today? Aneta and her colleague Jagna Wright, also tragically died a few years earlier, were really the inspiration for the Kresy-Siberia Group through the film that they made called Forgotten Odysseys, Zapomniana Odyseja. And they were working on this film for many, many years, sacrificing their days, their time with their family, the things that they could have been doing, because they were very passionate about this cause, bringing the Polish history, the knowledge of what had happened in Poland during the war, to the knowledge of, well, the next generations and of the West, in effect, and eventually also the East in Poland, through the work that they were doing. And when they finally produced this film, and we'll show a few minutes of the film, again in their honor, and in Aneta's honor in a few minutes, they showed it at the Imperial War Museum, and it was seen and reviewed by a Russian journalist by the name of Alexander Dondik. I don't know if anybody knows Alexander. I'm not even sure if he's still in London, but he was a journalist writing for Pravda, the Russian newspaper. And it was 2000 or 2001, and he wrote a review of this film and published it in Pravda. It was read by Władysław Czapski, who is a Siberian deportee who lives in Poland, who had a website, and he translated the Pravda article into Polish, which I read. So here I am in Australia, interested in this, but sort of not really with access to historical materials and things like that. It was still early days. And I'm reading a Polish website translation of a Russian journalist in Pravda newspaper who was in the Imperial War Museum, who saw a movie and was writing about, here's this little-known historical event which had been, in effect, hushed up and covered up by political and military reasons for so many years. And so having sort of discovered that this movie had been made, I found a way to get in touch with Jagna and Aneta, and we actually started showing the movie in different cities around the world. We started with Sydney, where we had a public showing. Many people came, and then we showed it in New York, Toronto, in California, many places in England, and the group really started being inspired by this movie and started gathering. And then over the years after that, Aneta and Jagna together were really continuing to work very energetically in the cause, going to the Rocky Mountains in Canada to summer camps to present what was being done, going to different conferences. And I personally had the honor of staying at Aneta's house. I know, Conrad, you're saying, did I see you somewhere? It might have been the time that I was staying with Aneta. So they were always hospitable, very energetic, and it's really hard to believe that Aneta is no longer with us. She had such energy and enthusiasm that she continues really to inspire us in the work that we do. This is a book that summarizes really Aneta's work as we saw it, and it describes a bit of the history of Aneta's involvement with the Kresy-Siberia Group and the work that we've been doing. Let me present this to you now, really, with gratitude.